Hi, right, this is something I picked up the weekend, not the weekend, bank holiday Monday. Only picked up as a scrapper, and to be honest it's not really a lot of good for anything apart from a spares radio. But thought I'd have a play with it nonetheless. See if I can get it running. Let's say I've taken the pointer off. That just sits on there, and that just pushes on the front with a D-shaped knob. So say they've got to come off. And this is a Stella ST415T. As I say, I picked it up as a scrapper. Cost me £1. This did. And as I say, the reason for that was there's no back on it at all. And I expect the reason there's no back on it is because it wasn't working, someone's had a go at it and then just let it go. But I have worked on one of these before, same chassis, different manufacturer. It was a Cosser. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I think basically these are made by Philips. This is from probably about 62, 63, and being of that era, it contains the lovely AF117's series transistors. So again, there's two screws in the back that hold the board in. There is one in there and one in there. Don't unscrew these three, because if you do, the tuning capacitor will drop out and it's a pig. Learned from my experience on the last radio. But yeah, this is one of those radios I had on the bench for a long time. Back when I first started, it was my first sort of nemesis really. But eventually, with the help of a bit of signal tracing and some dodgy AF117 transistor refurbishments, it worked. So let's just hook up I'm just hooking a PP3 up now quickly. Incidentally, this takes a PP7 battery. So right, I've done a couple things to this already. I've lubricated, put some switch cleaner in the volume switch. And I've also put some switch cleaner in the wave change switch as well. It's medium wave, long wave, this radio. As you can hear, it's sort of trying to work. It's intermittent, which is a classic telltale sign of the AF117 syndrome. So these are a pig to get out of the chassis. Hopefully you can see that. Let's get you in a little bit closer. There we go. That's the board. So there's two AF117's in here. Look, if we give them a little tap, as you can hear, it starts. Come on. Right, I'm not going to snip the earths off, the shield wires off. But what I'm going to do is just desolder them. I will take these out and zap them in a minute, but let's just prove a point here that you can see the shield wire. It's the only one without it's the only one without a bit of sleeving on. So what I'm going to do is grab that with some forceps, work out where he is underneath. I think it's there. Just going to heat that up with a soldering iron. Just pull that free. That's one. Well and truly out. And let's just do the other one. Bit easier to get to, this one. And that is got to be that one there. Let's get that in the camera shot for you. That's that one there. So let's both our shields out. Let's put the battery in again. Right, as you can hear it, it is working now. I believe that's long wave.
2 tracks at Simon Bates didn't have time.
Moved, still very slow back to junction 5. And the Maxinium was
still quite noisy, so I think those transistors have got to come out.
It's 1981! Well out! And then we played Neil Sedaka and Stairway to Heaven.
See, I went far too early yesterday.
Okay.
Didn't I? With
yes,
50s and 53s.
We ended up going back to 1843. But it's slightly later than that today.
I'm going to say early 60s.
Well, that's cleared the shorts between the shield wire and the can, but I suspect there's still shorts in there. So I'm going to whip those out and zap them. So
has been jailed for a phone.
You've all seen me do that before. If you haven't, then have a look at some of my other videos and you'll see it. I'm not going to show it yet again. I have got the service info on this. Those of you that are interested in old radios, I'm sure you'll have a few volumes of these. I've been collecting these for probably about 10 years now, and I've actually, I think I have got the full set, but you never know. I've been certainly last year I did a fair bit of searching around through the vintage bookshops and that. So let's have a quick look in the index. So we've got radio servicing data, Stella 310. There we are. There it is. ST415T, so 6 transistor plus crystal diode, 2-wave band, lightweight, portable receiver, sockets for car aerial and earpiece. Well, that's the earpiece, the car aerial sockets over there. So it's got T1, which is an AF117, as we know. That's going to be this one here. T2, also an AF117. T3, I expect is that one there. Yep. That's acting as a detector. And T4 and T5, that's going to be these output transistors up here. They're the Mallard OC81's, or 81. Yeah, no, it's T4 somewhere. There's another one. There's another one. There we are. There we go. Another Mallard OC81D. That's T4. So I expect that's the pre-driver, the preamp, and that's the final amplifier section, which is 2 matched OC81s. So there you are. There is some of these capacitors can be a bit dodgy in these. See if it'll rest there. These little silvery ones are never that brilliant. The Philips blue ones normally pretty good. It's worth just lifting a leg and checking them. As I say, first of all we'll zap these. I have got some of those Russian germaniums I could try in there for a laugh. Although, as I say, it's probably best to just put the originals back in. As I say, it's only really a scrap board. But just, you know, I like to tinker about with stuff, so let's get it working. So, bear with me, I'm going to pop those out, zap them and put them back in again. Okay, welcome back. There's my 2 AF117's. Both had shorts. The worst, I think, was the shield to emitter. Both of them had not dead shorts, but very low resistance, and they were also showing higher resistance between the shield and the other connections. So as I say, I've zapped them, put them back on the multimeter, and they're now showing absolutely no shorts whatsoever. So again, that should be good for a few years. But what I thought I would do, being that these are original Mallard AF117's, I'm probably going to keep those in stock. And I'm just, for demonstration purposes, going to pop these little Russian transistors that I got on eBay a while back. I bought them in to just try out really. They're not expensive, they're a lot cheaper than AF117's. Let's say they are supposed to be quite good equivalent, so I thought let's give it a try. See if it'll work in this little transistor set. So I thought what I'll do first of all is just compare the HFE and leakage of these old AF117's compared to these. Because I mean, one of the things with the AF117's, they did have really good gain, and they were one of Mallard's better transistors. Obviously not including the fact that they grow whiskers and short out, which obviously at the time they didn't know. So I'm going to stick these on my peak tester in a minute. So I'm going to collect, obviously you don't connect the shield wire up. These go collector, shield, base and emitter. I hope they do anyway, if not I'll have to really read the instructions. Yeah, so we've got blue as a collector, green as the emitter, sorry, red is the emitter, green is a base, and blue is a collector. Well, that's showing an HFE of 50, sorry, 150. Let's write that down, HFE 150. Let's have a quick look at the leakage, just scroll down through. Leakage next to nothing, 0.035, really good. Milliamps, that's that first one. That's good. Put them over there. Let's do the next one. It's got nice long legs on these as well, which makes a change, so I will be keeping these. Okay, that's even better. That's got an HFE of 189. They can vary anywhere between 50 and 200 odd, these, so it's nothing really to worry about. It's just a figure. Again, virtually no leakage, 0.059. So again, very good. Both of those perfectly serviceable and will last for many more years. So let's try these then. There's a slightly different pin layout. It's a little bit like the AF117's. I've written it down on here, look. So looking at it that way, we've got that one's a shield, so we're not interested in that one. We'll just double check that my my pinouts are right. So if that's right, then blue should be the emitter, red base, and green collector. Yeah, well that's got an HFE of 135. Again, that's really good. It's good gain, that is. 0.023 leakage. So again, that one's going to work fine in the circuit. So this is an old radio. It's not got FM on it, so they're not really very finicky as far as transistors go. I could probably stick a couple of silicone ones in there. It'll work fine. But let's stick the germanium ones in. They reckon it's better sound, don't they? Germanium. I don't know why. Try this next one. Virtually the same. HFE is 139. Leakage 0.013. So, good batch that. Well worth the money. I'm not sure exactly what I paid for them, but let's pop them in the radio and see how we get on. So what I've done on the radio, as I say, this is really a scrap one, so I'm not overly worried. But what I've done, I've just put in there, just marked on the board what the pinouts are on the back side. So just makes it a little bit easier. Let's pop these in. I say it's purely because the legs are a little bit tarnished. I've got some rosin flux in this solder anyway. Let's just pop that in, make sure you can see. Yeah, you can. Got to flood that one because I've got another leg in there. Okay, let's have a look at that with the magnifier. Pretty good. I'm just going to give it a little bit more on the back of that one just to fill the hole up. There we are. First one you can see there, but I have also marked the top of the board here as well, just to make it a little bit easier, because these are a strange pinout, these. So we've got emitter, is for that one, and base. So emitter and base is right. The shield, well, that one actually, we got that right. Emitter, base, shield, collector. That one's pretty straightforward. Yeah, emitter, base. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward, that one. Just a little bit of flux on. I say this is a really old board. I believe this radio, as I said, is 6263. this one in. Let's have a quick look at that. All good. Well, I'm not going to bother snipping those leads off because, as I say, I might at some stage put them back out again and use them for something else. You never know. So let's pop a battery in. These leads are pretty random. Oh. Pretty sensitive, actually. Let's just take it out of the case, it'll be easier to tune. Let's pop it down like that. Hopefully it's still in shot. Let's get you over there a little bit. Okay. Now that's probably my soldering iron interfering. No, that one. No. I believe that was the video camera, so we're on battery now.
Reports from the US suggest Donald Trump is now the only Republican candidate left in the running for president. His main rival, Ted Cruz, withdrew last night, and it's now thought John Kasich has suspended his campaign too. 8 men from London have been...
Or the fact that a customer has a choice of couriers and picks an individual leads to that more personal relationship. The courier knows that if they're polite, punctual, reliable and friendly, they're likely to get more.
Oh, it's really, really sensitive now.
She's no longer sworn to... main way is completely closed following an accident involving 3 cars and a motorbike. It's happened at junction 4. That's the Heathrow spur. There's congestion back to
very good.
Heston
Let's
services.
try it in long way.
Spying on the Arabs, and he felt deeply about the Arab people, but he felt politically that the Arab people had been betrayed by the British.
Yes, he did. He's in a conflict. What's it thought he'd betrayed the Arabs, and indeed he had, and he knew it.
Why did you turn down a knighthood?
It's really good
I
volume.
went to see His Majesty and earned my distinguished serviceman.
I'm picking up a foreign station there, French I think.
Divided their lands and occupied them.
He knew that the deal... Thanks, Mark. Any big problems? Roads. You'll diversify the slip roads there, but that's causing big queues all the way.
Well, there you are.
Services in Surrey, the
Working fine. Bit of a train wreck, but you know, these are good little radios. And I say, a good source of spares. I'm going to pop that back together now, but get you in on the board again, just for a final look.
Music of all time. Got a gap. Completely character.
Yeah, so let's have a look. Can you see? Where are we? So that's one there, look. A little GT322Bs. The other one's down here, just slightly out of camera shot. That's the other one down there that I've changed. Just down there. So both in the IF area. So that's T1, that's T2. T3, as I say, that's an OC, they're usually pretty good. And the one over here, OC81, very good. I've never yet had any problems with the output transistors, the audio amp transistors on any of these radios, which is amazing. Well, there you are, little Stella ST415T, safe from the scrap heap, although it probably will sit in my parts bin. And I've also gained a couple AF117 transistors out the deal as well. All good. Thanks for watching. If you like it, give me a thumbs up if you would. If you don't, obviously thumbs down. But hopefully you enjoyed that. Join me again for another video soon.